Here's what it's like working on a high-profile trial as a journalist. My name's Brooke and I'm a reporter at the Herald Sun. My colleague Laura and I have sat through 36 days of Erin Patterson's murder trial here in Morwell. From online to print to podcasting, let me take you a day in our life. It's Tuesday morning and I leave home around 8 a.m. I get to Morwell, I park my car and I take a short walk to Latrobe Valley Law Courts. Once I'm here, Ian Wilkinson and other family members arrive. The photographers and cameras like having fresh snaps and vision of them each day. I then head into the courthouse where I go through security and make my way to the overflow room. Only 6 seats are reserved for journalists in Court 4. Can't record or take photos though. Court starts at 10:30 and my colleague Laura blogs all the live updates as they happen for the Herald Sun's website. Meanwhile, I start to work on an outline for our daily podcast episode. We have recorded more than 30 episodes of The Mushroom Cook so far. You can listen for free on Spotify or Apple. We then have a quick morning break, so coffee is a must. Court resumes and I'm back to taking notes and planning the podcast episode. Then it's time for lunch. We head back at 2:15 and by this stage I have a good idea on how the podcast episode will be structured. Court finishes a little earlier today at 3:45, but despite this, I still have a long afternoon and night ahead. Laura and I head back to our makeshift podcast studio at an Airbnb we've booked out for the entire trial. Before we make a start on the recording, Laura pulls together all her notes from the day so she can write the print article to meet the paper's deadline. I send quotes from today's proceedings to my producer JB in Melbourne, who gets them voiced by a colleague in the newsroom.
Not, for example, be influenced by the mere fact that she cooked the fake.
In this episode, reporter Ian is voicing Justice Christopher Beale. From there, the print version of the story goes online and we can see it being laid out on page 10 of the paper tomorrow. Now it's time to record. The first thing I do is get down the intro for the episode. Then Laura and I record together, which takes about an hour. Producer JB then pulls the edit together back in Melbourne. Laura and I take another listen and make any minor tweaks. Now, after all of this, we can't just hit publish. We need to send it to our lawyers to make sure everything we say is all legally fine. Once we get the okay, our podcast is published on Apple and Spotify for you to listen to.
Not, for example, be influenced by the mere fact that she cooked the fatal meal.
The next day, we see the story in the paper and we get ready to do it all again. If you have any questions for us, feel free to leave them in the comments below and let us know what else you would like to see from behind the scenes.